Heffron and Reep.
Oh, yay!
All the radio announcements actually have a personality. They're not sitting there all monodrone.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
Yeah!
Every once in a while, you guys are not boring.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep. Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the number one show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. You're tuned in to the number one show on the planet. It's the Heffron and Reep Show. Hey, everybody. It's Jon Reep here. I'm live right now without John Heffron. We'll get to that in a minute. So it's going to be me talking to you, and I can see your comments. I'm live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter at the same time. And I see Earlio Smith. I see Bo Powell. I see Michael Evans Sullivan and Eric Chandler all saying hello and howdy. Shane Flint, Monday night Power Hour. You got it, buddy. John Heffron may or may not be popping in here, guys. He is in Nashville, Tennessee right now at Zanie's Comedy Club. So he's going to be doing a set there tonight, but I think he might pop in here from his phone if he can find cell reception or Wi-Fi, because it is a problem in that area for whatever reason. Hello, Justin and Bob and Brock and Sandra and Lenny and Heidi. Hello, everyone. How are you? Let me just tell you this real quick before I forget. It's August the 9th, 2021. It is 8:03 p.m. And my next gig will be in Atlanta. I'll be at the Punchline in Atlanta. That's the 12th, 13th, and 14th of August, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're in Atlanta or if you're close to Atlanta, come holler at your boy. I'll be at the Punchline. Come say, hey. After that, I'm taking a little vacation with my boo thing. That's right. Me and Jody, we're going to be going to Myrtle Beach, and we're going to be on the beach doing absolutely nothing. So I won't be here next week. It will be John Heffron. I might pop in. You know how it is. But then after that, we are going to Michigan. And I'm getting word that Heff is in the room. Let's get him to join us right now. Check in with John Heffron, our special guest. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hello, Jon Reep. All right, can you hear me live from Nashville?
I can hear you just fine. Who's behind you? Who was taking? Oh, Kathleen Madigan.
That is Kathleen Madigan. I was in front of Nate Bagazzi, and then I moved. So, this week, 2 weeks, we're doing the Michigan Bowling Alley. That's how we roll tour, starting Tuesday in Howard City all the way through Muskegon. If you noticed, if you go to the Park Theater Instagram, John, your face is up there now. Before, they weren't giving us any love. None of these places were giving us love. It was everyone else that was coming. But now with a week left, they're giving us love. And we only have a few tickets in most of the city. So if you're in Michigan, if you're in Western Michigan, they're going to be super fun. It's summer. It's end of summer. We're going to be bowling. There's probably be drinking. It's going to be just a really fun, we're not supposed to be there type of scenario. Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
I want to add to this because this just in, my girlfriend's daughter just got a job at the local bowling alley here in our town. And so I will be going there practicing before I come visit. I'm practicing for free because I got the hookup. So get ready to roll with me and Heffron. We may or may not play. If you want to play, you want to challenge me and Heffron to bowling? You want to go down that alley? We could do that.
Yeah. It's fun.
Who's on the show tonight in Nashville, buddy? Who are you there with?
I didn't even look. I popped in. And I said hello to it's younger comics. I know Steve Byrne, who we had on last week. He's closing the show. But to show you how older I am, I'm doing my set in about 15 minutes, and I'm leaving.
Where are you going to go?
I'm here with my boo, and her family is here,
Okay.
so we've been doing that type of stuff. So I'm gonna leave. You know.
Did you Airbnb it, or I mean, where y'all? I mean, you don't have to tell me the address, but where are you staying in Nashville?
They knew. Daughters knew somebody who had an Airbnb, so it's kind of like right wherever. That way. Opposed. Did you know in Nashville there's like 3 Old Hickory roads that don't connect? That don't connect. So it's
I didn't know that.
I live on Old Hickory, but you think, oh, okay, I know how to get there. They don't connect. They're 3, and they start all over.
That's a pain in the butt. And there is Nate Bargatze is from Old Hickory, so he's had his whole life had to deal with that because I was talking about Hickory before he was doing anything, I believe. And so someone always said, oh, hey, Old Hickory, is that where Jon Reep's from? Yeah, look at that. I don't know if that's a good looking picture. I don't know if he's that good looking because that's a really good looking Nate Bargatze image, but I don't know if he's that good looking. Next to a Witherspoon.
Oh, this is
Killer Bees.
That's Killer Bees, right? That guy?
Killer Bees. Save up. Do you know him? Have you met Killer Bees?
A long time ago when I was a younger comedian.
Yeah. Did he ever give you any advice?
I think so, but I don't remember. I think he had a lot of opinions of what I was doing, if I recall correctly.
I'll tell you the advice he gave me. I was a young comedian too, opening for him, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. Do you have any advice for a young up-and-coming comedian?" And he looked me up and down, and this was my college grunge phase where I had corduroy pants and Tevas and a T-shirt and a stupid leather choker beaded thing. And he just looked me up and down, and he says, "Get a jacket."
That's hilarious.
Okay. Thank you for the advice. I'll get a jacket.
Dude, I went to the saddest thing not the saddest thing I've ever seen, but where I did a podcast this afternoon. And I forgot the name of the podcast, but we might have them on, but I forgot the name of the podcast. Anyway, the podcast was recorded in Willie Nelson's museum. He's got a general store, Willie Nelson. The granddaughter was one of the person. Willie Nelson's granddaughter was on who does the podcast, and it's music and comedy and how you write both. It's kind of fun. But anyway, next to that was Cooters. Was this place called Cooters, which was the Dukes of Hazzard Museum.
Oh wow! Okay, did you go in?
I went in and I have video of it, but I with this connection, I'm afraid to even send it to you. But anyway, so it has every toy and everything that's ever been Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Wow, yeah.
Cut out things of John Schneider and T-shirts and everybody, the cousins from Dukes of Hazzard that nobody. But every piece of toy that's in there was not sunburned. The sun had faded. All of the toys. So it wasn't even like it was new. Like you're like, this is awesome. It looks like you went to your grandma's house and the sun came through the window and destroyed most of the stuff.
So that doesn't give it a folksy quality. That just looks like trash.
It was sad. And then I went up to the General Lee and no one was around. I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of the General Lee. And then out of a door, somebody opens the door and walks over to me. And some girl says, "It's $10. And I go, I didn't buy anything. She goes, "No, do you want to take a picture with the General Lee? It's $10.
Oh, really?
And then I just took a picture of it, went, and I ran. No, but yeah, so that was it was just kind of weird.
You're a rebel, dude.
I'll try to send Alan when we're done pictures of. I did it really quick because I was late to get over for the thing, so I just scanned it. And then I was looking. I'm obsessed with John Schneider, one of the Dukes. because I follow him on Facebook. Also,
Yeah.
the guy who wrote the movie You're in Poker Run. It comes out in December. Everybody, if you want to sign autographs of Poker Run, make sure you go to johnsnydershop.com and he'll sign it out, but he's going to not sign it starting because of the thing. I don't know.
Dude, I got to get you hooked up with him, man.
Can we just tell him you want to do one, like, put us together in one movie? I thought about that, or we got to pick a band. Like, I know you're not a Hanson fan.
I think they're fine.
I want to be in a video, though. There's no reason why we can't, because we were just talking about this. Well, we started asking Hanson, John Heffron and Jon Reep want to be in your next music video.
Oh,
you know, they're shot locally. You know, we'll find a band to do that with.
Okay. I like that. So the podcast you were on today with Willie Nelson's granddaughter, yes?
Yes.
Does she also host a SiriusXM channel, the Willie Nelson channel? Did you ask her that? Did that come up at all?
I've been so busy. Like she threw me at the end. It was a really fun conversation. It was her and this guy. And again, everyone's name is leaving me. And then they go, well, we asked everybody this. What is your Willie Nelson story, or what memory do you have? And I didn't have one. I was like, I saw him on the Muppets, and then I asked about him writing, because I heard that Willie Nelson, anytime he can't write a song, he would get in a car and drive for a couple hours. And then she said, yeah, no. But he wrote 3 songs driving into Nashville from Texas. So I'm like, well, that kind of counts. You know, if you're driving to Texas.
That's tough.
If you're always on my mind, came in a car while driving. So that's kind of driving around. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they said,
I'm trying to think of what I would have said if they asked me that question. I don't know what my first. Yeah.
Well, we might have them on because they're super cool. And I told them, I lied. I said that we're trying to write a song. And I told them, if people go back to like our first podcast, you gave me a homework assignment of trying to write a song, a pontoon boat song. And I never came through. And then the guy goes, well, there was a pontoon boat song and it went number 1. I'm like, crap, we're on to something. So then we started talking that sing talk that Sam Hunt does. But back in the 80s, remember there was all those trucker songs? They're like, listen, I was going down the street once Sunday day and I came across a woman and it was Mary May. But you remember all those kind of old ones?
Rubber Ducky.
They said that they would help us write one. So,
good.
So they said they would start a band with me and you, and we sing talk it, and she would do the chorus because she's a really good singer. So we're in a band.
Wow.
We're in a band with Willie Nelson's granddaughter.
Well,
so
why don't I love that, number one.
Yeah, you don't wake up thinking you're in a band with that. We're kind of like rock heritage now. I mean, if you
we'll probably be in the Nashville Hall of Fame pretty soon. That's awesome. Grand Ole Opry, here we come. I would love to do that, and maybe we should have them work on a theme song for our show. Like, you know how Country-ish has an opening song and a closing song. Woo!
Yeah. Dude, it's got 15 inches. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why don't we have them write a closing song about 2 boys named, John? Like there's a boy named Sue, but what about 2 boys named John?
Or like Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, just good old boys. Yeah, about Heffron and Reep.
Yeah, we'll take that thing.
One's from up north, one's from down south, and they went out west and
something.
One something. Yeah,
and they both went out. One from out west, one from out south. They went out west, and then they
shut everybody's mouth,
and then they left the spouse, and now they're back again.
They left the spouse.
I don't know, something.
Yeah,
something.
That does rhyme with South. That's very good.
We'll do it.
All right, comments. Everyone's wishing you luck on your set tonight. Are you doing new material? Because it's New Material Monday, John.
It's supposed to. I got this great new bit about my mom cutting my hair, and then I'm gonna lead into I'm almost able to a drinking age. So
Are you going to talk about those scissors that you cut dingleberries off of?
yeah, that's new.
dogs?
I added a new line to it, so it's technically new material. But before I go, so next month, well, we'll talk about that thing. So if you haven't already, if you're in Michigan area, if you're in West Michigan, if you know anybody's got a cabin up in that way, you know anybody, listen, you can live Lower Michigan. It's only a 2-hour drive. Pick one of these places. It's going to be fun. There are places, I guess. One of the comics here said he did one of the bowling alley places we were doing.
Oh, really?
The comedy club one that was on, I think we're in Muskegon. And he goes, that place is really cool. The crowd loves it. He goes, but they didn't have a microphone when I was there. So we have to make sure that we actually have a microphone before we show up.
Listen, I know Zanie's has a bunch. When no one's looking, just
one?
grab one, okay? Just grab a couple. Nashville's got plenty of microphones. Hey, I know this is a big ask, and if you say no, that is totally fine. Okay. But I'm curious as to what the other side of the building, whose faces have been added, because I've seen that side many times. I haven't seen the back side or the other side.
Okay, I might be on stage right now.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Oh, there's James Gregory. Okay, Bert Kreischer. Yes.
It's Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy, yes. Okay. Who's that? Is
Chelsea
that
Handler?
Okay, keep going. Joe Rogan, okay, went to Austin. Okay. John Panette, yep. Okay, so we still have room for other people. We got
Earthquake,
Arnez J, and Henry Cho, and Mitch Hedberg, and I don't know who. Oh, is that Joey Diaz? Is that Joey?
Okay, they're pandering at this point. They're pandering.
It's a little bit of pandering because Joey is not Rodney Carrington. I totally get and understand. And I look. I don't know who that is.
I believe it's. Oh, I don't want to. Can you get in trouble?
I don't see. I'm afraid.
I
don't know who it is.
I have a guess because
let me see it again.
I'm not even guessing. I'm out. I'm not. I'm not even guessing. But I think I know who it is.
All right, hang on. Oh! If that's who I think it is, that's not a good.
From the diner, from a sitcom, right? From a sitcom way back in the day.
Oh, the girl, Shirley.
Right. What's happening?
Raj, Shirley. No, I'm gonna stop guessing. Okay.
Yeah, you can't. Like, this is a new video game.
I thought someone saying Patrice O'Neill. I thought Patrice O'Neill, but that looks a little chubby. Like his cheeks look too chubby to be Patrice O'Neill. It's not a. Get out of there, John.
Is there? Oh crap! There's more, dude. I'm gonna be late for my set. Dusty.
Oh, Dusty Slade. Yep. Lavelle Crawford.
D.L. Hughley. Aisha.
Leanne. Theo Vaughn.
Bill Burr.
Pauly Shore.
Bill Burr.
John, I've been going to this comedy club my whole career. My feelings are hurt if I'm not in there somewhere. And I just wanted to see this wall to see if there's room for me anywhere. And I saw a little spot on the back, but it does suck. It hurts my feelings.
Right?
I've been going there my whole life.
Some of them, they just went to iTunes #1 podcast and they grabbed the first 10. But no,
yeah.
I'm exhausted. Okay.
Oh, this is great, folks. We're getting a live view of what it's like if you go to Zanie's Comedy Club. Andrew Santino, they've replaced me.
All right. I might be on stage. But yeah, some of these I don't know. I think we should at least get a Heffron Reep. Like I could be on your back on the wall.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is the next time I'm in Nashville, I'm going to take an old black and white headshot and just tape it to the wall.
I'll do it. Can I get in this side? Yeah, dude, some of those people on there, I guess, right? I mean, some of them lived in Nashville for a couple weeks. So why would you not? All right, dude, I'm going in.
All right, have a good set, John.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, we're backstage now. John is walking from the green room to the showroom. We went past the kitchen. We went past the bathrooms. And someone is on stage now. I can't tell who it is. But there's Ron White, tater salad. That's right. You've got Bill Engvall, a young Bill Engvall, Bob Saget, Sam Kinison. Look at all that. Larry the Cable Guy, Tim Allen. Yes. Jay Leno. Look at that. Young Jay Leno. Bill Hicks, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. I do believe my headshot is in there somewhere, but I would like to be added to the wall. It's weird. To me, it's kind of like a Hall of Fame. For me, that wall is the Hall of Fame. And that is my favorite comedy club to perform in.
Yeah. All right, dude. I got to go. I think I'm on stage in a second.
Have a good set, bud.
Miss everybody. See you.
Say bye to John, everybody. All right. Okay. Well, that was fun, huh? A little behind the scenes look. Bob and Justin and Shane. Yeah, there you go. Ray and a little behind the scenes action. So yes, come see us in Michigan. I guess that's what I'm taking out of there is come see us in Michigan. And maybe I should start a GoFundMe or some sort of campaign to get me on the wall. I totally agree. John, portrait sizes are way too large. Yeah. What the hell is this Russia? No, I'm in Hickory, Blaine, and he was in Nashville. No Cosby headshot. I didn't see Cosby on the wall. Yeah, there you go. So, you know what I like to do? Oh, hang on. Let's see if I got another private chat here. Oh, okay. Well, give me a second, Alan. We have, before we went live, so we are listener supported. We have a Patreon page. And the Alan Jackson, do you want to share the Patreon page with people? So if they wanted to possibly leave some money in the tip jar, you could become a supporter and you will have access to things like what I'm about to do. Go to heffronandreep.com, click on Patreon, leave some money in the tip jar. And if you become a Patreon, sometimes randomly, before we go live, we will send an email out to you with a special link that gets you access to this. And you will be on the show with us. And since John Heffron is not here, I decided to do that before the show. Me and the Alan Jackson sent an email out to our Patreon members. And we have one of them in the waiting room right now. Let's talk to a guest. I think we play the thing maybe this time for our guest and then have him pop in here. We'll just talk to him. I'll ask him about this day in history. In 2010, something happened. We'll talk about it. Yeah, baby.
What's on? How are you?
How's it going, Mr. Shane Flint?
It's going excellent.
Good to see you. Thanks for popping in here.
Yeah, anytime.
So can you guess what happened on this day in history in 2010? August the 9th, 2010, something happened. I mean, you're not going to get it. I'll give you a hint.
Was it the Deepwater Horizon oil rig blew up or something of that nature?
Well, look, as I'm sitting here telling you, that's possible too.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't research everything that happened on this day. But in 2010, August 9th, a JetBlue flight attendant quits his job, and when he quit, he went down the escape slide. He just quit, pulled the door open, said bye, and went down the slide.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Yes. And so I put out the email to you and our other Patreons. If you've ever quit a job in an angry, weird, fantastical, crazy way.
Well, I have, John. It wasn't in an angry way, but it was a very, very crazy, odd way. So I worked for Domino's Pizza when I was in high school, my senior year in high school. And we had those little S10 pickup trucks that had the Domino logo and everything. You couldn't miss that little truck driving down the road.
Yeah. So
on a Monday night, it was really slow. So the manager sent me and my brother, who worked the same time as me, worked at me, out to put door hangers on houses, coupons.
Oh, right.
So we said, hell with that. So we drove out on the backwoods on the back roads and just doing donuts and everything in the S10. Oh. And I decided that I was going to try to drive the S10 across the river.
A what?
There was a river crossing. So I was like, I'm going to drive across the river and then come back.
In the water?
In the water.
You mean there must have been like a low area where you could possibly pass through or something?
Yeah, it was a low area that you could pass through to get to the other side. I was like, I'm going to drive it across. Well, I missed the right spot in the road, and I just drove it right down into the deep water. And
no way!
Yeah, this was before cell phones. So we walked up to the closest farmhouse, and the guy's like, I can't help you. So we called the tow truck, and the tow truck said $200, which I didn't have, or I'm not going to give the truck back. So we hitchhiked back to Domino's Pizza, and the manager said, what's going on? I was like, we quit. Where's the truck? It's in the river. Left in the river. So.
Whoa, dude. Oh, my goodness. Now, here's the whole time you're telling that story, what is in my brain is there's a poor guy just waiting on his pepperoni pizza that you never delivered, and it sank to the bottom of that river.
Yeah.
How far down did the truck go? Was it all the way underwater?
No, I had to roll the windows down and crawl out the cab. I was so much water I couldn't open the door. The river was flowing.
How old were you when that happened?
18, 19.
Oh my!
I was a senior in high school. Yeah.
Did they ever try to sue you or charge you for the?
Nope. Never heard nothing from.
I mean, you had to tell them something. Did you say I just got lost and went the wrong way, or?
To be honest with you, John, exactly how the conversations ended, or I just told him, I was like, look, I got the truck stuck in the river. I know you're going to fire me. It's at this place on this road. Bye.
That's awesome. That is great, dude. I can't top that. I don't think anybody watching us live right now could top that.
Yeah.
I mean, to submerge a vehicle and walk in and say, because the first thing you said was, I quit. By the way, your truck's 3 feet underwater right now.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. So your buddy, you had a buddy with you, you said?
It was my brother, actually.
Oh, it was your brother. Did he work for Domino's too?
Yeah, we both worked at the same time.
And were y'all in the truck together when that happened?
So he was smart enough to go, I'm getting out while you try to drive across. So he wasn't in when we tried to drive across. He was on the bank, but he was up there with his hands going, gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there. I was like, I can't.
Justin Hensey said Domino's would probably let you keep your job these days.
Probably.
That's how bad they're trying to get people to come to work now. It's like, sink our cars. We don't care. We just come back the next day in a different vehicle so we can do some work around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great, Shane. I appreciate that story, man.
Yeah.
One that I was going to say, I remember quitting a job. I worked at a place when I lived in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was going to North Carolina State University. Well, wait, you know what? Instead of telling that story, hey, the Alan Jackson, Should we play the video of the original story that started this whole conversation, the JetBlue flight attendant? There's actual video of that story.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You want to see it, Shane?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, here, let's watch this.
He was a man at the end of his rope, a fed-up flight attendant.
Oh, yeah. Alan, is that going to be a thing?
It might be. We'll give it a second, see if it kicks in.
Yeah. So as that's loading, the Alan Jackson, while I got you here, anyone else got the email who's trying to join in?
He was a man at the end of his rope, a fed-up flight attendant's bizarre behavior.
Nah, this one's not wanting to play tonight.
It's a pain in the butt. So look, here's what happened.
Lauren Green has the story of Stephen Slater's great escape.
Mr. Slater, why are you smiling? This is 39-year-old Stephen Slater leaving a New York.
Yeah. Sorry, this one's not been playing tonight at all.
Well, that was the third attempt. I said we would bail on it. I'll give people the synopsis.
Sure.
The guy was a fed-up flight attendant. You know, his late 30s. There was a lady, as they were taxiing from the runway back to the gate. The plane is moving. So when the plane is moving, you're not allowed to stand up. So someone got up while it was moving, was trying to get their luggage out of the overhead. And he was doing his job. He's like, hey, you got to sit down. You can't be doing this. And the guy, the flight attendant came over and tried to get him to close the thing and stop messing with your bag. And somehow the guy pulled it and it hit him in the head. And that's what started it. And he got really mad and he said, you need to apologize to me. And the guy said, I ain't apologizing to you. So he flipped out. He went down the aisles and started cussing everybody out. And he got on the intercom system and started cussing everybody out. And he said, F it, I quit. And he pulled the emergency door. And the thing went, and he just slid down it, double deuces in the air. Peace, I'm out of here. That is an epic way to quit a job.
That is epic.
Yeah. Your way was epic, but I think yours was more accidental. Like you quit because of what happened. You quit after the fact. He quit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I quit more out of fear, John. I knew I was going to get fired.
That's what it is.
I'm quitting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. So my story was I worked at a shoe store in the mall. There's a place called the Athletic Attic. And they seriously had an attic full of all these shoes. And the guy that I worked for, my manager, was maybe 5 years older than me, but he was a big douchebag, really mean, like hated his life and always I would be up there. So a customer would come in and say, yeah, do you have this in a size 7? And I'd be like, yeah, I think so. And I would go up in the attic and I would try and find a size 7 of the shoe. But I'm telling you, that attic was gigantic. And all those boxes looked the same to me. And it took me forever to find these shoes. And so the guy comes up and goes, what are you doing? We got customers out here waiting. I'm trying to find. So he was cussing me right and left. And I knew at that moment that I was going to quit. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. Right.
Yeah.
And so I got, I tried to help the customer as best I could. So the next day was payday. It was a Friday. And I happened to have a buddy coming up from Hickory to visit me and stay with me in Raleigh. And I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to work this weekend. But guess what? Now that you're here, this is my excuse to quit. So I didn't call in. I didn't give him a 2 weeks notice. I was supposed to work that Friday, but I knew there was a paycheck there. So what I did was I put the uniform on and I walked in 10 minutes early, like I was going to work. I said, hey man, I'm here 10 minutes early. I just want to grab my check. There's a bank in the mall. I'm going to run down here and deposit this. I'll come right back. He goes, yeah, well, hurry. And I grabbed the check and I never went back. I had no goodbye, no just kidding. No F you, just walked out of the check, went back to my apartment, partied all weekend with my buddy, Andrew Killian. We had a blast. And later on, I would call him up just to mess with him because I was into making prank phone calls for a while.
Yeah.
I would just call him up and be like, so I bought a pair of shoes up there from this young man, and he was very helpful. And I just want to compliment. I would give myself compliments, and they go, "Well, he don't work here anymore," just to piss them off. But yeah, I mean, you can't top sliding down of a chute of an airplane or sinking a car or a truck. Yeah. Ray Lou says the 2-week notice is a joke. If you get fired, you don't get a 2 weeks notice. Why should I give the courtesy of a 2 weeks notice? That's a good point. I think it's because you want a referral, right? That's the only reason that you would give a 2 weeks notice is so that boss would say, yeah, he's a good employee or something.
Yeah. Now that I'm, just a wee bit older and, I'm a senior guy in a corporation, I get those notices all the time, and I appreciate the notice because it prepares me a little bit, right?
Yeah. Carrie Klee says, I worked in HR and I fired someone on their second day for a lot of reasons, and they locked their keys in the car and couldn't leave. I had to call a tow truck for them. It was hard. That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Can you imagine that? Get out of here. And you're like, okay. And then they get out of their car. They go like, okay, so turns out I can't leave. Right. That's funny. I love those awkward situations like that. I had one, Shane. I was dating this girl in college, and we were fighting about something. We were about to break up, but no one had said it yet. And we were kind of like, well, screw you. And I said, well, fine, I'm leaving. And I went to the door to leave, and I couldn't get the door open. Like I wanted to make a dramatic exit.
You wanted to
slam the door. And I was sitting there like, where's this lock on this stupid thing? And she's like, you got to like jiggle it. So my little FU walkout turned into be stupid and shameful and not cool, nerdy.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, what have you been up to? But last time I saw you was in, I believe we were in Richmond, Virginia, or outside of Richmond.
Yep.
Where were we?
Can't remember the name of the town, but it was just south of Richmond. It was a good show.
Yeah, me and my buddy Brent Blakeney, we did a show at this theater. It's a new theater there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was the James Dean Theater.
Jimmy Dean.
Yeah. Jimmy Dean. That's right. I remember saying it was a sausage party up in here. Yeah. Because it was all dudes in the Jimmy Dean Theater. Yeah. So what's new with you, buddy? How is everything?
Everything's good. I maybe you've seen it on Facebook. I added 2 members to my family this week.
Do tell.
I bought 2 new golden retriever puppies.
Oh, nice.
And they are they're hell, John. Just put it that way.
How young are these puppies?
8 weeks old.
Wow. So are they in a crate? Are they whining at night? What's going on? There's probably poop and pee everywhere.
Yeah, that. And we're trying to do the crate thing. But, it's only been 2 days, so we're working on it. But, it's all a great idea until you get them home. And then there's poop and pee everywhere. And, it's no fun then. But they'll grow up and, grow out of it.
Exactly. I remember when I was married and living in LA, we got a dog. And I remember that first couple of nights, that dog in the crate, it was like no one's sleeping. This is horrible. Let's read some comments here. Bob Haynes says, preach. Jacob says, LOL, Jimmy Dean Fest. Yes, it was a sausage. Shane, you should have named them Heffron and Reep.
We're getting away with that, but they're Cooper and Cash. That's what we ended up naming them.
Cooper and Cash, great names.
Yeah.
What's the Cooper one about?
We were just driving down the road and came up with some names, and my granddaughter named the dog Cash. So we came up with Cooper. The second one was males, so she came up with Cash. So Cooper.
Are they near you? Can we see these dogs? Are they nearby?
You give me 15 seconds and I'll bring them in here.
Go do that, and I'll plug some tour dates real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shane Flint's going to go show us his puppies, 2 new additions to his family. I love puppies. I love cats and puppies, to be honest with you. I used to be a guy that'd say, like, I love dogs, but I hate cats. And I don't know why, because I like cats. If you were to look at my TikTok feed, you would see that I watch nothing but cat videos. And then maybe like some people dancing from time to time. Jacob says, John, please call me the Phil Billy, LOL. Jacob Stayerk. Jacob Stayerk says, John, please call me the Phil Billy, LOL. There you go. You're the Phil Billy. Message. Oh, would you look at this? My goodness. Which one's Cooper and which one's Cash?
Cooper, Cash.
Oh, man. And now they're brother and sister or brothers or whatever?
Two brothers from the same litter.
Wow. Where did you find these puppies?
So, Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Drive all the way down to get them.
Wow. Now, have you had dogs before?
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
What possessed you to get these particular dogs?
So we did a little research, and they're really, golden retrievers are popular, obviously, but they're well behaved, and that was the key. We had a Springer Spaniel before for 14 years, and he was a wild puppy, hard to train, so it was something easy to train, and
yes,
they're good dogs.
I mean, you cannot go wrong with a golden retriever.
Nope.
I believe that is America's favorite dog.
Probably so.
I haven't done any research, but I bet you if I were to look up what is the most popular dog in America, it would be a golden retriever. Or, no, it's a golden retriever. A lot of people get in pit bulls because they're saving them.
Right.
From people who are using them for dog fighting.
Yeah.
But if you're not saving a dog and you're like going to go get one that you want, a lot of people do a golden retrievers. I've never had a golden retriever, but every time I've come across one, it's like I love them. They just want to have fun and please you, and they're so adorable. Look at that, Cooper and Cash. Yeah, I have my girlfriend Jody has 2 dogs. Right, Victoria says, "OMG, so cute." Scott Reese, 2 puppies at once is too many at a time. I got a Beagle puppy 3 months ago. And I couldn't imagine 2. Right. Well, it's good to have 2. Keep it company. You got a little partner in crime. Right. I remember we had like I said, when I was married, we went out and I felt bad because I was on the road a lot. I'm like, well, let's get a dog so you have something here. And then so we went out to in the mall. They had pet stores in the mall, and we went and just got this little puppy, and we didn't know that it was going to turn into what it turned into. We thought it was a puppy and it would get bigger. I thought it was going to be like a Alaskan Husky type dog, but it stayed small. It was a Pomeranian and turned into a little yapper, but that's okay. I love that dog. And then she's like, well, we need to get it. Like it needs a friend. So I'm like, I didn't pay attention to that. I came home one day and we had a second puppy. So yes, it's good to have 2, I think. So it has something to play with when you're not around and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Cool. What's your week looking like, buddy? Today's Monday. What you got going on this week?
Man, it's just a typical work week of craziness, plenty of meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, just typical stuff.
Yes. Well, I'm doing this. Tomorrow I will be doing the Country-ish show. Got a nice show planned for tomorrow night. Hope you watch that and come back for that.
Yep.
And then I'll be going to Atlanta this weekend. I got shows at the Punchline Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you know anybody in Atlanta, let them know, Shane.
Definitely will.
Will Impeccable LaFleur is saying, can you do Brimley, please? Yes, I posted a video of me doing I don't have my glasses nearby. Wait, yeah. Shane, what is your favorite ice cream and why?
It is it's got to be Rocky Road because you get chocolate, you get melon, you get nuts all in one type of ice cream. Can't go wrong with that. So
thank you, Shane. I agree.
I'm glad you like
Will,
Rocky Road.
This is for you, Will. This is Wilford Brimley in that diabetes commercial where he you've seen the commercial. It's been out for a minute, but I love it because he's sitting at a breakfast table. Starts on a wide shot. He's looking over his glasses, and he's brimleyed up like this. Hang on. And it's exactly what he says. He goes, "Good morning. My name is Wilford Brimley. I'd like to talk to you a minute. My diabetes." There you go. I don't know why he says diabetes. Diabetes. Are both pronunciations acceptable? Like, some words, it's like, well, tomato, potato, potato. Is diabetes one of those words? And maybe I just don't know about it.
I've never heard diabetes. You hear the envelope, aluminum, whatever, tomato. Not diabetes, not heard that. Yeah.
Right. Because I've had people say, well, some people say it that way. And I go, well, those people are probably incorrect. The Alan Jackson, would you like to weigh in on this? I know you're a smart guy. I don't know if you know anything about the diabetes versus diabetes.
I've never heard it referred to as what do you say? Diabetes?
How do you say it?
Diabetes. No, it's diabetes. That's it.
Yeah. There's no
Never
other
heard it.
pronunciation that's acceptable.
Not that I've heard. Now, that's not to say I'm no good with vocabulary. So
well, I'd
anything's
like to
possible.
know, like how that, because in my brain, right, Wilford Brimley is a very successful, seasoned, polished actor by the time he gets to this diabetes commercial.
Yes.
So that being said, there's probably a young director who's like, am I going to correct Wilford Brimley? I can't correct him. Who am I to correct Wilford Brimley? So they probably just slid under the radar and no one ever said anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The fear of the elderly.
Hey, something interesting about Wilford Brimley. I don't know if you realize. You remember that movie Cocoon that he was in?
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah. Did you know he was only like 54 when he was in that movie?
That is insane.
He's the same, almost close to the same age as we are in that movie Cocoon.
Yes.
Playing the old elderly guy that was anyway. Sorry, thought that was interesting. It doesn't really make me feel good when I
saw
hear
a
that.
picture. Someone posted a picture of Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And it said Paul Rudd now is the same age Wilford Brimley was when he was in Cocoon. And they just showed two pictures of them at the same age. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So, he's had that old character locked down for a long time.
Yeah. But I agree. I mean, you kind of let the guy say it any way he wants to say it.
Yeah.
I think we all get it. We know what he's talking about. So
it's like, just let it go, man.
Just let it go.
There was my buddy Jeff Richards, who was on SNL for 2 seasons, did a great Gary Busey impression. And, because it's Saturday Night Live, they have access to all kinds of resource materials and blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, I do a good Gary Busey, but do you have anything I could hear him, And they gave him somehow he got his hands on an audition or a voiceover commercial that Gary Busey did. And it was for Toyota Tacoma or something. But anyway, it never made it to air. I believe Sam Elliott got the job. Chevy Tahoe. It was for a Chevy Tahoe. That's what it was.
Made sense.
So he was going to do the voice of Chevy Tahoe, and he's got a great voice for that kind of stuff. But in what you don't know about voiceover and voiceover auditions and voiceover recordings is, as the actor who's doing the voiceover, you got a headphone on and you got a microphone, and you've got the script, and you're reading the lines. And then in your head, a director will say, that was good. Can you say it this way? Or that was not good. Or that was perfect, or whatever, to direct you as to how to read the next line or to do it again. So this commercial, the whole thing was recorded, and Jeff got to listen to Gary Busey cussing out a young director who was trying to correct him on how to say certain words. And so I feel like that probably was what was going through that young director's mind during the Wilford Brimley diabetes commercial.
Either that, John, or like because he's saying it so backwards, it'll get more views, or people attuned.
That's the thing. We're talking about it right now.
Exactly.
And that commercial does not air at all anymore because Wilford Brimley, God rest his soul, has passed away.
Yeah.
All marketing, you still remember a PSA about diabetes 20 years later. Correct. Jared Souls, that is exactly what Shane's point is.
Yeah.
100%. We're still talking about it. So there you go. All right, Shane, any final thoughts before we wrap it up, buddy?
No. Well, hey, thanks for letting me come on. I appreciate joining you tonight.
My pleasure, brother. And I guess I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I mean, we'll be doing this. We'll do a country-ish version of this.
Yep. We'll be tuned in.
All right, buddy. Have a great night, man.
You too.
Bye. All right. That was Shane Flint. He is a Patreon supporter. And because of that, he got access to this exclusive one-on-one with me and you. Wasn't that fun? Right, Bob Haynes? Cocoon was a great movie. I did see some good movies over the weekend. I saw the Val Kilmer documentary. Highly recommend it. If you like Val Kilmer. I learned a lot about Val Kilmer in this documentary. I just thought, he was like a jock kind of a dude who, because my first memories of him was as Iceman, where he kind of played an asshole, and you kind of didn't like him. And then I saw him in Real Genius, which I loved. Real Genius. And of course, he went on to do a lot of great movies, but I didn't really know that he was as serious of an actor as he was. I just kind of thought like he's just good for that part. But he's done a lot of stuff. I mean, he was Batman. He turned down the sequel to the Batman that he did. He's like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. It's terrible. I can't move in this stupid bat suit. I can't hear anybody, Top Secret's a great movie. Real Genius is a good. I think, in my opinion, after watching the documentary about Val, that Real Genius is as close to his real personality as any character that he's done. And you'll see it. He's a thespian. He loves acting. He's been doing it his whole life. As a kid, he made funny videos. I didn't know his brother drowned in a hot tub. There's all kinds of stuff in this documentary. So I highly recommend watching Val. And poor guy suffered throat cancer. So now he's got a tracheotomy, trach hole or whatever. Yeah, Tombstone, great. He was great in Tombstone, Irv. Many, many great things. So check that out. Also, I saw a good I love documentaries. I saw a good one on Jackie Collins. That's Joan Collins' sister. And she was like a smut novelist. She wrote nasty novels. But they weren't really, and they're kind of, for the time they were nasty, but sexy stuff. And I learned a lot about her as well. Did not know that. It's called Lady Boss or Boss Lady, about Jackie Collins. Check it out. It's pretty dang good. And if you're going to be, Justin Hensey, that battered bastards of baseball was good. Yes. That was a good one I watched a while back about a minor league baseball team. And Jim Morrison, Ken, great point. In this doc, you learn about all these roles, like the Jim Morrison role that he did, and how he immersed himself in it, and it was hell for his family because he would not break the character. He was just that much into it, always doing lines. And he was one of the first, when camcorders first came out, he bought one and just recorded his life behind the scenes doing a bunch of stuff. So, Brenda, John Heffron is in Nashville tonight. He's at Zanie's Comedy Club doing a little guest set down there. He zoomed in earlier, but now he's probably on stage as we speak. Mad Monaghan, we've got to save the baby, Mad Monaghan. Yes, that is from Willow. And on that scene is where he married the girl from there. And that was his wife for many years. And they had kids together. So you learn a lot about people and things and documentaries. And I like a good doc. So, the Alan Jackson, anything I'm forgetting to say? I think we're done good here. Almost at an hour. We had Heffron. We had Flint. Speaking of Flint, we'll be in Flint, Michigan. No, we won't be in Flint, Michigan. Oh, can we pop the tour dates up maybe? I don't know if we have a current icon. Oh, yeah. Just go there. Go to, you can go to my website, jonreep.com. Click on tour dates. And you will see listed right there. You got, I'll be in Atlanta this weekend. So that's going to be this weekend.
I got him up there now.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. We got Howard City, 24th, Wyoming, 25th, Rockford, the 26th, 27th, and Muskegon on the 28th. Get your tickets ASAP. Come see us. All right. Alan, anything I'm forgetting?
No, I think you're good. Hi. I think
buddy.
you're good. You're good. Doing all right.
So give me one good doc. I should let's recommend a doc to everybody. I know you're a film guy. I recommended Val and Lady Boss about Jackie Collins. What you got?
So, we're actually showing a documentary Wednesday night, the night after Country-ish, which I refer to as the post-Country-ish day of the week is Wednesday.
Right.
And we're showing a documentary called The Sparks Brothers about a band called Sparks that's been around for like 40 years and has made like 25 albums, but nobody here in America really knows anything about them. But it's actually a pretty good documentary. If you're into music documentaries, it's pretty cool.
And they can see that right here in Hickory.
In Hickory.
Carolina Theater, Wednesday
night and Thursday night, 7:00, $5. Come on out.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, for Justin Hensey, Shane Flint, Brenda Sachs, Rob and Justin and everybody, and for John Heffron and for Shane Flint, I'm Jon Reep. You've been listening and or watching Heffron and Reep. We'll see you next time. Bicycle.
Since you love the Heffron and Reep show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, They, Heffron and Reep, have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter what you